Listen, Phil, you know, this senator, the Senator Menendez guy, you know, he's corrupt, you know. He's corrupt. And now he's going to be serving 11 years in prison. That ain't nothing. I served 20 years in the can. You got that reference? Oh man. Sopranos is great. And you know what? When I clip this, please, to my viewing audience, I want your best Soprano quote in regards to relating to Senator Bob Menendez in the comment section, because I want to laugh. Okay, your cousin Billy, whatever, your U.S. Senator Democrat Bob Menendez, whatever happened there, Because why am I talking about Bob Menendez? Why am I talking about Senator Bob Menendez? 11 years now, he's going to be in prison. Okay, he's going to be 11 years in the can. So he'll have to compromise. Not having gold bars, he'll have to be carrying around soap bars. He's going on a nice Philly cheesesteak. He's going to have to grill a cheese sandwich over the radiator. He's going to have to compromise a whole lot. So let's talk about what's happening to the good senator of the great state of New Jersey. Shout out to my New Jersey people. You know I love you. You know I love you, people of New Jersey.
Got some breaking news. Senator Bob Menendez, a former senator from New Jersey.
Yes, I did cut my hair. Whatever happened there.
Convicted on extortion, conspiracy, and obstruction, and acting as a foreign agent after a sensational trial, has now just been sentenced to 11 years behind bars, according to our reporters inside the courtroom. We have Danny Savalos here with us who can help us understand this. Danny, this is such a big deal. 11 years for a former senator forced to resign because of this conviction.
Back when this case was indicted, I assume Menendez's attorneys warned him that this is one of those cases. It's a white-collar federal criminal case where you have no guns, no drugs, no violence, no prior convictions for Menendez, but yet it is the loss guidelines. It is the calculated loss that puts a case into the stratosphere when it comes to sentencing. The sentencing guidelines in this case were calculated at a maximum of 30 years, and that was driven almost entirely by the loss amount and also, in addition, based on his official status and some other level increases under the guidelines. But make no mistake about it, most of the boost here is because of the dollar amount involved. And that's got to give someone like Menendez's wife, who has not yet gone to trial, some real pause as she considers whether or not she does want to go to trial.
Menendez beat charges before. He wasn't able to do it this time. Is this the sort of thing where his lawyer...
Now, let's talk about a little bit more what's going on. So, disgraced ex-New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez cries he's begged for leniency, but gets 11 years in prison for gold bar bribery scheme. Sorry for that. He's going from gold bars to prison bars. Hey, if you don't want to do the crime, if you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. A teary-eyed Bob Menendez was sentenced to 11 years in prison Wednesday for selling out his Senate office to enrich himself in an infamous corruption case that has forever branded him as Gold Bar Bob. People in New Jersey, why are you coming after Chicago's heavyweight belt? I mean, I've been noticing each of the different states, you got corrupt politicians. It's like you say you want to outdo Chicago. And on the one hand, I'm like, oh my goodness. On the other hand, do you really want that? Goodness gracious, Cretaceous, what's wrong with all of you? You're coming after our heavyweight belt. The disgraced New Jersey Democrat and former head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee cried as he begged the court for mercy after being found guilty of trading favors for foreign governments and business in exchange for cash, gold bars, and even Mercedes-Benz convertible. Oh, wow. So while he's doing all this and supposed to do his job for the people, now he's crying. Hold on. It's like this. I got caught. Where? Oh my God. Are you serious, dude? Like you committed a crime. You know, this is what poor folk have to go through the whole time. Hey folks, wait. Maybe I'm being mean here. Maybe Maybe it's time for some accountability for me. Maybe I deserve some accountability. How do you feel about Senator Bob Menendez? Him crying before the court after being sentenced 11 years in prison. Type 1 for kid. Show mercy. You awful, awful man. Type 2. It's funny because it's happened to one of them. Hey, folks, who knows? Who knows what will happen? But knowing corruption in America, I mean, it would be a sight to see if somehow he doesn't serve his full 11 years, but maybe he does. Maybe they're going to make an example out of him. Don't drop the soap. Prison bar Bob. Gold bar Bob. All right, there you go. There we go. All right. Somewhere along there, you became, I'm sorry to say, a corrupt politician, Stein. Stein told the great disgraced politician. So here again, like, look, dude, the guy was getting cash, gold bars, and Mercedes-Benz convertible. I would like cash, gold bars, and Mercedes-Benz convertible. And yet these are the same Democrats that send me emails asking me for money. Give me money, asking me for, hey, kid, can you give us $5 so we could stop Trump? You Democrats are doing okay. You should have asked Bob Menendez for money. He had gold bars, cash, and Mercedes-Benz convertible. Stop asking poor folk for money. Lousy ass politicians. The sentence was doled out after Menendez's lawyer, Adam Fee, argued in favor of a lesser prison stint, saying the guilty verdict had scared Menendez's reputation, scarred Menendez's reputation enough. Oh, so the guilty verdict. So his reputation. Oh, yeah, my client did a crime. Now, he shouldn't go behind bars. Despite his record of service, he is now known more widely as Gold Bar Bob, Fee told the court. Menendez, who led a committee tasked with approving massive sum of lethal military aid, did favors for Egyptian and Qatar, while go-betweeners showed him and allegedly his wife, Nadine, or showered him, his wife and himself, with cash, gold bars, a luxury car, checks for a no-show job and payouts. Yo, get the phone right now. We're calling Tony. Because Quasimodo, he predicted all of this. And you know what Menendez says? You know, when confronted by Tony, did you give out all these no-show jobs? And Menendez will be like, I didn't. This is causing dysentery in the ranks. Menendez doing all this is part of many of his subspecies. After all, a pint of blood is worth more than a gallon of gold. Oh my God, I'm going too far. I'm going too far with Soprano quotes. Breathe, kid. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. So no-show jobs and payouts to a sham consulting firm. Oh my God, this is perfect. If you follow me on Discord, I want to see some Soprano memes, please. The king commands, okay? If there's anything I'm guilty of, it's loving the Sopranos too much. Shh, let me enjoy this. Let me enjoy this. You stood at the apex of our political system, Stein told Menendez, who sat at the defense table in a black suit and blue tie. Somewhere along the way, I don't know where it was, you lost your way. And working for the public good became working for your own good. The judge ordered Menendez to report to a federal prison by June 6th and did not immediately rule on the fallen politician's bid to stay free on bail pending his appeal of the verdict. Despite the emotional display for the judge, Menendez's demeanor shifted outside, where he claimed to reporters that the case was a political witch hunt. Oh no, it's a witch hunt. Despite the fact that he's a Democrat and the charges were brought by a Democrat-led Department of Justice from former President, you know him, you love him, Joe 30330 Biden. Reading from a statement on a piece of paper, Menendez then made a plea to President Trump, who he has reportedly been lobbying for a pardon. Listen, hold on. In case Barron Trump watches this show, because I don't know, I'm kind of, I don't know. Or is it at Trump? Let's say you're a secret Hardlands Media viewer. Don't do this. Don't pardon him. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? 20 years in the can, Phil Leotardo did. All right? And he didn't say a peep. This guy, he's screaming from the mountain. Continuing on, Trump has yet to speak about Menendez's case, and Menendez voted in favor of impeaching Trump twice during his first term. Oh, then definite Trump. Don't do it. Trump, listen to me. Don't you do this. Okay? Don't you do this. You let this man go behind bars. Don't pardon him. Oh, he goes, yeah. Oh, my goodness, he's becoming an ass kisser right now. Look at this. President Trump was right, Menendez claimed Wednesday. This process is political and it's corrupted to its core. I hope Trump cleans up the cesspool and restores the integrity to the system. Ah! Oh my God. Oh, this is the best story. This is my favorite story for today. I love this. I absolutely love this. Oh my God, I love this. Okay. I wasn't yes, I read the stories, I go over the notes, but sometimes, doing all this stuff, sometimes I get amnesia and I forget things, and I just realize, oh yeah, now I remember why I picked this story, because it's funny. When asked repeatedly why he was claiming the case was political, given that it was brought against him by another Democrat, former Manhattan U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, Menendez slunk away and walked to a waiting car without answering. So he walked away. He disappeared. Agents who raided the Menendez's colored Inglewood Cliffs house in June 2022 found 13 gold bars worth $150,000 tucked inside a bedroom safe. Nearly $500,000 in cash was spread all over the house. Oh, now that's just being sloppy. Including wads of bills totaling $14,500 piled into a pair of Timberland work boots and cash-filled envelopes stuffed in the pockets of his official Senate jacket. Well, Jesus Christ, what were you doing, buddy? Oh, man. Hey, man, see. I should have told Chrissy and Paulie we should have gone to that house. I could see it right now. Chrissy, let's go. Let's go find that bastard and raid his house. Menendez did not testify during a 9-week trial, but his older sister tried to downplay the cash trove as innocuous, decades-long habit stemming from a distrust of banks due to their Cuban heritage. Oh, don't you hide behind the Cuban flag. Don't you hide behind Cuba. Don't you do that. It's a Cuban thing. Okay, audience, if I have a Cuban audience in the great country of Cuba, or is that some Cuban viewers? Is that a Cuban thing? Let me know. Because he's hiding behind Cuba, all right? Don't do that. Prosecutors had asked the judge to sentence Menendez to at least 15 years in prison. They pointed out that the case was the first time any U.S. senator, or any public official for that matter, was found guilty of serving as an illegal foreign agent while in office. Menendez swore an oath to represent the United States in the state of New Jersey. Instead, put his high office up for sale in exchange for his hoard of bribes, the feds wrote. Defense attorneys had urged the judge to have mercy on Menendez and impose a sentence less than 2 years. No, bull. The guilty verdict has already rendered him a national punchline and stripped him of every conceivable professional, personal, and financial benefit, the lawyers argued in court papers. Prosecutors at trial laid out a staggering slew of actions Menendez took between 2018 and 2020 on behalf of foreign nations and his alleged cronies, including businessmen Walhana, 40, and Fred Davis, 66, who were convicted of funneling bribes to the senator and his wife. What else can the love of my life do for you? Nadine Menendez asked an Egyptian official while her international affairs honcho hubby smoked cigars and swigged red wine at the May 2019 meeting at Morton's Steakhouse. An FBI agent who secretly observed the scene testified. Oh, so he's drinking great wine. He's smoking cigars, drinking wine. Oh, you son of a bee. Davis was sentenced earlier Wednesday to 7 years in prison and fined $1.75 million, while Hannah was handed an 8-year sentence and fined $1.25 million. Among the favors Menendez doled out while the payoffs rolled in was ghostwriting a letter asking the U.S. to unfreeze $300 million in military aid to Egypt that had been held up due to human rights concerns jurors heard. Menendez also leaned on the Agriculture Department to protect Egyptian-born businessman Hannah's lucrative monopoly on approving halal meat exports to Egypt, awarded despite Hannah having no experience with halal goods. the trial evidence showed. So in other words, oh my goodness, horrible, horrible food products. On top of that, Menendez tried to meddle in a state prosecution on behalf of an insurance broker, Jose Urbaib, 57, who flipped on the embattled politician and testified to buying Nadine a new Mercedes-Benz Adreno C300 in exchange for the senator's help. Oh, wow. All these people. Menendez has maintained his innocence and vowed to appeal his conviction. Look at this. What do you think, folks? There's a little bit more on this. Why not pull up this video here? Shout out to Case Study QB.
Tonight, a stiff sentence for a man who was once one of the most powerful members of the Senate. A federal judge handing down an 11-year sentence to Bob Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey, for numerous crimes, including bribery, extortion, and acting as a foreign agent.
President Trump is right. This process is political and it's corrupted to the core.
But you tried to impeach him twice. Trump just sit. Hey, Hardlands Media is giving you permission. Just sit back and laugh and watch. Don't do anything. Hands off approach. Here's Trump saying, that guy, Kit Cabello, I may not agree with him on a lot of things, but he's right about this. This is a huge story. It's funny. And you know something else? This Senator Menendez guy, he's a liar. And you know how we feel about lies.
All lies will be exposed.
Even in 2025.
Judge Sidney Stein slamming Menendez, saying he lost his way and failed the voters. Menendez was convicted of taking cash, gold bars, and a new Mercedes in exchange for actions that in part benefited foreign governments. An FBI search of his home turned up hundreds of thousands of dollars, some stuffed in bags, clothing, even shoes. Prosecutors also say he used his position.
Look at all that money. Look at this.
Convicted of taking cash, gold bars.
Look at that. Gold bars, cash, Mercedes.
And a new Mercedes in exchange for actions that in part benefited foreign governments. An FBI search of his home turned up.
Look at this. Look at this. I mean, all that money laid out. It reminds me of that scene from Breaking Bad when the two guys lay on that big pile of money. And the guy says, oh, my back never felt better. Like, honestly, if I was laying all that cash, man, my problems would be gone. Look at this. This guy wanted to get caught. I think he wanted to get caught.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, some stuffed in bags, clothing, even shoes. Prosecutors also say he used his position as chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to help New Jersey businessmen. Two of them sentenced today, 1 to 7 years in federal prison, and the other 8. Menendez asked for a lesser sentence, citing his years of public service. He resigned from the Senate in August after his conviction. The 71-year-old emotional in court, recounting his life story, the child of Cuban refugees who became a mayor, a congressman.
Where I got caught. I don't want to have soap bars. I want gold bars.
And finally, a U.S. senator.
I am innocent and I look forward to filing appeals on a whole host of issues.
His wife scheduled to go on trial in March for her alleged role in the scheme. She has pleaded not guilty. Menendez has said he did not know his wife was taking cash and gold bars from longtime friends.
Oh, you didn't? How convenient. How convenient for you. It's almost as though, you're pretending that never happened in the first place. You see, folks, all lies get exposed. All lies do get exposed. I mean, that's the thing here. And folks, you know, the all-seeing eye of justice is ever watchful. And I think we all know about the all-seeing eye because Senator Menendez, we see you. We see you, Senator. We see you. So what can you take away from this? Oh, this is a perfect example of corrupt politicians. This is a perfect example of what's wrong with our system. And people in New Jersey, hey, look, you have a chance to maybe elect somebody who will fight for you, who might, you know, do their job. But knowing how American politics is, it's abundantly clear that voting our way out of it isn't going to help us. But man, if you're a subscriber to Hardlands Media, here's your homework assignment when you watch this video. And I hope you made it to the end because I'm going to clip this video. Number 1, I want your best soprano quote in the comments section. Number 2, if you follow us on Discord, I want to see some soprano memes. That's your homework assignment. That's right. And as for Senator Bob Menendez, all that cash, all that gold, that Mercedes Benz, whatever happened there, I don't have it anymore. Jesus Christ, Kit. Why would you ever bring that up? This is my favorite segment of the day. Hey, if I'm ending January of 2025 on a high note, this is my favorite story of this month. I love it. 10 out of 10.